Greg, you said going into the LA game, it probably wasn't the most important game of the year. You kind of alluded to the last remaining games against Eastern Conference teams. So I guess the question is, how do you rate these now?
No, these are very important, especially this match is a home match. I think we need to go out and be aggressive and play for 3 points from the start. We got to play with a little bit of urgency, and I think the team understands that, and they've seen that when we play with urgency, we're actually at our best. So that's the approach for tomorrow.
Do you have everybody at your disposal? Anybody that isn't available?
I think everybody is ready. I need to just follow up right now post-training with Gilberto and the training staff, but to my knowledge, everybody should be about ready to go.
Does that leave you with some choices to make then?
That always leaves me with choices, especially as we get healthy. We have a lot of depth, but we have a game that we think is critical tomorrow to win, and we'll get through that one first. But then we have another match on the weekend that we think is important. So we'll go at it one match at a time, but we're looking at building some momentum as we move towards the playoffs.
You talk about getting off to that quick start and getting a lead. With that in mind, would Jermaine be in a position that you would want him to start this game?
Yeah, I mean, if Jermaine is all about sort of his health, his legs, he's feeling good, he feels like he's fit and his legs are under him and he's ready to go, then he's a guy who's definitely up there at the top of the charts to get selected. So I think he's looked proper over the last few days, and so he will be on the list to start tomorrow if I go in and everything is going well for him.
Houston is going to be without Garcia and Garrido.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a loss do you think the Honduran pair is for the Dynamo?
No, I think it's an important loss for them just because they're guys who play a lot of minutes and they count on it. When I sit down and look at their team, I'm not really sure where they're going to go in terms of filling in those spots. That's Dom's issue, I guess, not mine. But as we try to look forward to the team, we try to figure out exactly what their options might be. And it's after those two, they get down to a group of guys who don't have a ton of minutes. And so for us is really candidly just to really intensely focus on ourselves and us being aggressive and us playing with urgency, playing forward and getting forward, and being aggressive to try to get 3 points.
Turnaround a challenge. You have to be wary about how much you work the guys over yesterday and today coming back from LA.
Yeah, we've definitely taken that into consideration. Last couple days have been really light for the guys. Today was short, but the idea was that they just kind of get their legs back and touch the ball, move around a little bit and reconnect. But otherwise, the workload the last few days has been virtually slim to nothing. And really we want to go in healthy and fit and sharp really for tomorrow.
Greg, excuse my ignorance, what exactly do you mean by urgency? Because one would expect at this stage of the season that would be sort of the norm. Mm-hmm. What exactly do you mean when you talk about your players needing to have urgency?
I want us to play forward and to get forward and to be willing to commit numbers going forward, not necessarily holding back and being a little bit cautious for transitions or turnovers, but feeling that they have everything to play for in the attack and that our outside backs can feel comfortable going forward and that we can look to play into our strikers and play off of them a little bit. So maybe at times a little less side to side and a little bit more into our guys, and let's try to attack them.
And when everybody's healthy, are Gilberto and Jermaine your preferred strike partnership?
It's tough to say because I haven't seen them together recently. So I think as the team has evolved over the last few weeks and we're moving the ball a little bit better, we're having a little more possession. While we still need to get forward and create chances, I look forward to seeing them two together with sort of the style that is evolving with our group to see how they play off of each other. So it's tough to say that right now. I think Luke Moore has been excellent as well, and he does a great job for us holding up the ball and bringing people into the action and bringing numbers forward. So it's hard to say what the best two is. I think we have three outstanding choices there, and other guys, by the way, who can help us out in the stretch run here as we push for wins.
And is another one of your decisions at right back, because Bloom seems to be healthy now?
Yeah, it's a decision. Again, it's looking at recovery and the next two games. Bloom is healthy and he's feeling great. So he's an option, which Warren also I thought played very well in the last game, so he's now presented himself as an option. But we'll look over the next 2 games and make sure that we have fresh legs for both games to try to get results in both games between the 2 of them.
How much, if there is any room for error over these next 4 games, especially tomorrow against Houston, because it's not only is it a big game, but it's against a direct rival.
We're looking at all of them as games that we really want to win, must win. Our goal is to pick up points in each of these matches. Room for error is really kind of determined based on the results of the other teams, I think. Specifically Columbus, maybe New York a little bit if we go to New York and get a result. But for us, we want to control our destiny. We don't want to have it in the hands of anybody else. So we're looking at these games as must win. We think a minimum of 7 might get us in. 9, I think, pretty much assures that we're in. If we take 12, then we'll be rolling into the playoffs very happy. So that'll be our outlook.
Greg, you haven't had much time with this team, but do you feel like you've got your message across? Are they doing what you want to do, or is there still more to do to get them where you want them to be, you think?
Yeah, I think we're taking steps. I mean, in the absence of a real preseason and setting some foundation of some smaller numbers things, some very simple, clear things. Right now our focus has been on the large group and the team and tactics and bigger things, but I think preseasons are always important to set the foundation for very small things that you can build off for the course of a year. But I think we're moving in the right direction. I think we're starting to play. We're showing that we can possess the ball and still be dangerous in possession. I think we're showing that we can step higher and press teams higher, as we did in the second half of the LA game, which I'm not sure if that was something that we were necessarily strong at before. So I think we're evolving and we're adding pieces to our game. So we're moving forward, and that's all we can really ask for at this point, and continue to give ourselves a chance to get wins.